For decades, fans of both Marvel and DC have dreamed of a crossover that would bring together the mightiest heroes and villains from both universes. The mere thought of seeing Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman alongside Iron Man, Spider-Man, and Thor is enough to send shivers down the spines of comic book enthusiasts. But beyond the fanboy excitement lies a question. Will Marvel and DC ever cross over? To understand the possibilities, we need to explore the history, the challenges, and the potential that could make this epic event a reality. A brief history of Marvel and DC collaborations. Marvel and DC, the two giants of the comic book world, have a long and storied history of rivalry. However, there have been moments when this rivalry took a back seat to collaboration. In the 1970s and 1980s, Marvel and DC came together for a series of crossover comic books. Titles like Superman vs. The Amazing Spider-Man and Batman vs. The Incredible Hulk thrilled readers by pitting the most iconic characters against each other. These crossovers, while few and far between, proved that a Marvel-DC collaboration wasn't just a fantasy, it was possible. However, as the years passed, these crossovers became less frequent. The rise of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU, and the DC Extended Universe, DCEU, in the 21st century shifted the focus to film and television, creating even more distance between the two companies. While the comic book crossovers remain beloved, the idea of a cinematic crossover seems far more complicated and unlikely. The challenges of a cinematic crossover. While the idea of a Marvel-DC crossover is tantalizing, the reality is fraught with challenges. First and foremost, both Marvel and DC are owned by massive competing conglomerates, Disney and Warner Brothers, respectively. The logistics of bringing together two massive franchises with different creative visions, business strategies, and corporate cultures would be a Herculean task. Moreover, the MCU and DCEU have distinct storytelling styles and tones. The MCU is known for its interconnected narrative, humor, and lighter tone, while the DCEU often takes on darker, more serious themes. Merging these two styles would require a delicate balancing act to ensure that the crossover feels cohesive and satisfying to fans of both universes. Additionally, there are the egos and creative control issues at play. Directors, writers, and producers on both sides would have to agree on the story, the portrayal of characters, and even the distribution of screen time. Any misstep could result in a backlash from fans who are notoriously protective of their favorite heroes. Potential pathways to a crossover. Despite the challenges, there are potential pathways to a Marvel-DC crossover. One possibility lies in the multiverse concept, which both Marvel and DC have explored in their respective films and TV shows. The multiverse allows for the existence of parallel worlds, meaning that Marvel and DC characters could theoretically coexist without disrupting their individual universes. The recent success of films like Spider-Man: No Way Home and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness in the MCU and The Flash in the DCEU demonstrate that audiences are open to multiverse stories. A crossover could be framed as an alternate reality where Marvel and DC heroes must unite to face a common threat. This approach could satisfy fans without requiring a permanent merging of the two universes. Another possibility is an animated crossover, which could be less logistically challenging than a live-action film. Animation allows for more creative freedom, and both Marvel and DC have strong track records with animated projects. An animated film or series could serve as a test run for a live-action crossover, gauging fan interest and ironing out any potential issues. Conclusion: the final verdict on a Marvel-DC crossover. So, will Marvel and DC ever cross over? The answer is complicated. While the idea is certainly possible and has been done before in comics, the challenges of a cinematic crossover are immense. However, with the rise of the multiverse concept and the success of both animated and live-action projects that explore alternate realities, the door remains open, if only slightly. In the end, A Marvel-DC crossover would require a perfect storm of cooperation, creativity, and fan demand. It may not happen tomorrow, but as long as the possibility exists, fans will continue to dream of the day when their favorite heroes from both universes finally share the screen. And who knows? In the ever-evolving world of entertainment, the impossible has a way of becoming possible. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to What's on Hollywood for more epic battles and in-depth analyses of your favorite characters.